your feelings about Dunki. Because that was the biggest film that you've worked in. And I remember you being very, very excited. Like it's almost like you wouldn't talk about it. It was like you didn't want to talk about it because you didn't want to jinx it.
Yeah.
Then the movie comes out. There's this whole rush. It makes money. But there's also the sense that it's not done enough or whatever it is. How do you process the whole thing?
It still is the biggest film for me. It still collected the maximum box office that any of my films collected.
Right.
So it'll still stand that. I got a chance to work with Rajkumar Hirani and Shah Rukh Khan, so that's still going to be at the top of
that's always
everything else. But the fact is that that year had 3 Shah Rukh Khan releases. And by virtue of our profession, where you're always as good as your last Friday is so much in comparison with your current Friday or the Friday before that. It's always about the previous film did this and this film and the next. So in that comparison is where we lost out first to begin with, where his Sir's previous 2 films were like crazy in terms of box office, the takeoff that they got. So when the third one is happening, by default audience have expectations of higher up,
right.
because you're already having the graph going up. But the third film is way contrast in terms of genre, the appeal, the sensibility. Nothing is coming close to what the previous 2 were. It's an altogether different world.
Right.
And your character here is not the larger-than-life character that the first 2 films had. So it's suddenly just not falling in line with anything.
Right.
So it was just like, and it's happening in the same year. So it's, and his films have a long hangover, because he also has come back after long. So I think that's where also it fell short in terms of, oh, suddenly you're just seeing this persona becoming bigger and bigger, and now you're suddenly a village boy.
Yeah.
So that suddenly was like, but it was always meant to be that.
Yeah.
Maybe the order of release, if it was changed, things would have been different. So I think that, and I was still excited about it, and I am still so proud of the fact that I got to play such a pivotal role in a Shah Rukh Khan, Rajkumar Hirani film.
Yeah.
None of Raju sir's previous films has actresses who are even remotely as pivotal as my character in that film.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a love story which drives, which is supposed to be like my journey wanting to go there, and how Shah Rukh sir becomes my knight in shining armor to take me there, and all of that. So it's a very pivotal role that I thought I just got the jackpot. If there's one film I have to do with Shah Rukh Khan, it turned out to be where I have such a solid part. So I will still take back that memory. Just probably the order of releases would have changed. His story would have been slightly different.
Yeah. So when this movie comes out, does it also open doors? Because you've said, we spoke earlier about how the fact that, if you have a film with certain songs and certain things, then you get like a little more recognized, right? Did Dunki kind of help you that way? Because did it, like, of course you're doing Assi and these kinds of films, which are very good films. Like, let me just say this again to those who haven't watched this film. It's like, it's a really, really good film and a very interesting take on what could have been a very simplistic and earnest film about a very important subject. It's not that. It's a very nuanced, complex, 360-degree view on a very, like an issue like rape. But again, so these films are coming to you, right? But did Dunki create another, like a market for you?
Dunki definitely, what it did was that it gave me a tag of an actress who could be in that big film opposite the biggest star we have. So now again, you cannot box me as an art house or art film heroine.
Yeah, coming back to that point.
Yeah. So it again helped me break that. But will I keep getting that kind of film, like these kind of big budget films as heroine? I'm not sure. That film, Raju sir was sure from day one that he needed me in that film as the leading lady.
Did he tell you like what he was looking at when he cast you?
I remember he had seen Man Marzi and he had called me to meet him. And we had a long chat, and he later on obviously he told me that he was fixed in his head that this is who he wanted Mannu to be. Like, he wanted me to play that part. Had it not been a director who was so sure of casting this this kind of actor who's usually not in these kind of big films, I'm not sure if I would have been there. I think for the longest time, everybody was very shocked about where did this one come in from, and that very awkward, like, you know, when you don't know something, so you start making theories around it. Why would she be there? No, maybe, you know, creating some random reasons behind it, because just they're not able to put this
They
together.
process this because
Yeah.
they put you in that box.
Yeah.
So to come into this box
Yeah,
is
so
like,
it was a very odd, how do we now break the box that we have only created for her and let her come into the other box?
Yeah,
So that's something that I faced, like, throughout the 2 years we were shooting it. Everybody just kept asking this question, how? I said, by just probably doing good work. Maybe I got a chance. It took me 10 years to be in a Shah Rukh Khan film, but I'm glad it was not because of a call that, okay, please take her, or I'm so and so, so please take me, or I have given the biggest money spinner, so take me. It was because you felt that this role needed someone like me, and so much of, I do have a lot of, I take a lot of pride in the fact that my work got me this film.
Yeah.